Welcome back to the continuing saga of Bondo Betty, our 1966 Desert Style Karmann Ghia. Gosh, it has been such a long winter here in Pennsylvania. We are finally today getting a beautifully warm day, and we can continue some of the work that is started on Bondo Betty this winter. Got a previous canoe project that needs to go into my storage unit, but because of the snow, I can't actually get into my storage unit. So Bondo Betty has been hanging on to it. We have put new shoes, and inside the drums, we've replaced the front rubber brake lines with these stainless steel covered brake lines. We've got the back taken apart here. Let me show you what we got going on here. Took the backing plate off. We're going to replace these seals. Namely, we are changing out these bushings. And if you look really closely here, I'll try to zoom in. I broke off a bolt. So we're going to have to use an easy out and take that out. We've got the easy out. But yeah, we're trying to change out these bushings on these spring plate perches, and then we'll realign everything after we clean everything up. We have a brand new gas tank that holds, it's oversized, it holds a little bit more than stock, and I'll show you why we needed a gas tank if you'll hold on just a second. If you take a look at the old gas tank, you'll see that we had to repair it with JB weld, so because it had a definite leak. And so we've disposing of this gas tank, and we are going to install this one that holds a couple of more gallons of gasoline, because we intend to drive this thing. My commute to work is 50 miles one way, and it would be absolutely cool if I could hop in Bondo Betty and drive her 100 miles a day. That would be the true definition of a daily driver. One of the things that I noticed when I took this bushing out, which you can see, I think that fits in there like that, is that the hole itself, if you look at it, is oblong. And then when I take this other one, it's kind of oblong also. Maybe not quite as bad, but this piece here doesn't fit in there. So what I'm wondering is if I need to shave some of that off of there. Don't really know yet. Gonna clean up the backing plates here. When I look at how much material is on this new brake shoe and how much is on this one, I actually think I'm not going to change it quite yet. I'll just hold these new ones in reserve. Other than that, everything else works. You know, the emergency brake works. We'll change out the seals. We've got, oops, trying to pull stuff out and it's falling apart. We've got a new electric float for the new gas tank, and we've got the matching gauge that's in there, or that matches this float. But I'd like to see if before I do use the electric fuel sender though, I'd like to try to take this float out of this gas tank, and I'd like to see if I can disconnect this cable from the fuel gauge that's in there and maybe replace this cable with like a bicycle cable or something along those lines. Either way, we'll actually have a functioning gas gauge when we're done with that part. Continuing on with our parts box, we've got the rear flexible hoses here for the brakes. We've got more fuel line that we're going to put in the car. I've got an oil temperature gauge to go along with, it's in here somewhere, this temperature sensor. And so this goes in the plug that holds these springs and plungers in. And this particular empty kit is designed to raise the oil pressure because we have really low oil pressure. So that's another project that's happening. Got some long bolts. These bolts here are for these adjusters in the headlights. Currently, the adjusting screws that I have don't have enough length to them, and so the headlights point up, and it looks like we're hunting raccoons. And then, so as you can see, we've got more bushings for the spring plates. We got the axle seals, new spark plug wires, new spark plugs from J-Bugs. I'm pretty certain that's it. So that's what we're working on. She's coming along nicely, but idea is to, if at all possible, get her running by March 11th. I'd like to take her on a road trip to where the very first armored car robbery happened, which is north of us in Bethel Park. I'd like to do a little road trip video and celebrate the 99th anniversary of the very first armored car robbery. So March 11th, that's our date to get this thing up and running. Don't know if it'll happen, but got to have goals, right? Thank you for paying attention. Ta-ta for now.